Brainwashing. The machinery used to keep your reality distorted is so deeply embedded. It occurs far beyond a person's mental awareness. It's hard to pinpoint where it's coming from. You don't even realize it's happening. Through narratives, fear-mongering, hypnotic suggestion. Throughout this video, I will use the monolithic term legacy media when referring to print media, online, radio, and any other mega consortiums. Legacy media is in the business of creating narratives to brainwash you and keep you dumb. It's done so well that you pass off these ideas off as your own. Legacy media knows that your brain is not organized to tell you what's going on, but rather it's organized to tell you what you need to act on next. Government and legacy media is in the business of creating narratives to shape your mind. Before the internet, you can only get your daily brainwashing from 3 big legacy media outlets. Then the internet happened. The internet let people get news from other places. Then legacy media used all their money to be the big 3 again. Remember when every news channel in the 2010s was about sex offenders? This was propaganda to keep you inside. Daily extended reports of terror attacks on American citizens. Although the incident occurred weeks ago, breaking news of those terror attacks was still in your face. George W. Bush made sure he kept fear in Americans' head by releasing a statement saying that the terrorists don't make distinctions between soldiers, civilians, women, and children. This statement was used to instill fear in everyone. This way, any policy they made towards keeping us safe from terrorist attacks were regarded as welcoming. Fear-mongering. It relies on the omission of facts, additional information that should have been included in the reporting. Here are some examples. Headlines like "Shark Attack on the Surfer." Here's what they leave out. More people die from angry cows. The shark thought the surfboard was a seal. The attack was out in the deep water with the bigger waves. Sharks don't deliberately attack people. With this headline, people are afraid to get in the water. In 2017 and 18, the war in Yemen was supported by the US, but there was no news on it. There was news of Stormy Daniels and Donald Trump covered in the news over 400 times. Meanwhile, people in Yemen suffered from cholera. It affected 1 million people. Here is another example of fear-mongering. Terror attacks in the Middle East. Headlines like this prevents travelers from visiting those places because of threat of violence. I live in El Paso, Texas. Juarez, Mexico is connected to El Paso. Cartel violence is in the news so much that residents of El Paso think that the cartel wars will spill over to their front door. Next, we live in a climate of expertocracy. Leading government authorities create narratives. Leading authorities like the USDA, CDC, WHO, NHS. No one fact checks them. It's just regarded as true. Here is an example of brainwashing. Breakfast is the most important meal of the day. You must eat 3 meals a day. The food pyramid. You need refined sugars like bread and pastries for energy. This is brainwashing at its finest. Still today, people are affected by these narratives. Expertocracy is needing to be a doctor to say anything, or referring to the leading governing authority of an issue or a subject, versus people thinking for themselves. They leave out that leading doctor recommending these claims is on the payroll of the company. Actually paying attention to how miserable your body feels after you consume refined processed sugars. Meanwhile, no leading authority has mentioned the benefits of fasting and life-altering positives it will have on your body and your life if you fast. I'm in my 30s now. A few years ago, politics became important to me. I want to vote for someone whose values are aligned with mine. Congress and political members are supposed to be working for us. They are government employees. Their salaries are based on a GS pay scale, like postal workers. Anyone could look up public servants' salaries. Then I realized that they are all millionaires. None of them are common folk. None of them are one of us. They are making laws to benefit themselves. A mission of this information is brainwashing. Finally, my favorite, education. The institution of higher learning. At a very young age, we are brainwashed to thinking that a person can't be successful without a bachelor's. The brainwashing is done through movies.
Stoney, you know how long you told me that I had to go to college? Well, I'm sorry, but maybe that life is just not for me. You just slip and live my life.
All the time.
I really need this money, Nate.
In the movie Set It Off, Jada Pinkett's character's little brother, she wants him to go to college. With him going to college and acquiring a bachelor's, with this money that he's supposed to make, he's thought to liberate the whole entire hood from poverty with this salary that he's going to have after acquiring a bachelor's. Jada Pinkett needs this money so bad she stoops as low as to selling her own body to get the money for her little brother. In the latest Spider-Man movie, the whole entire movie is based on these kids getting into MIT, and if they do not get into MIT, their whole life is over. This is brainwashing through branding. You have to get into the big name school, the state school that's in your city, the university that's closest to your high school. UT, Michigan, USC, Notre Dame, all those are big brand names. It's brainwashing 17-year-olds into thinking that they need to go to these schools, otherwise they'll be failures. Listen, you can get a quality education from any institution of higher learning that's offering it. All they have to be is accredited. As long as that university or school is accredited, that's a quality education.
It's never going to be the utopia you think.
We need to make our system better. We can't throw it away. We need to fix this thing slowly and carefully in a way that doesn't overturn everything.
Well said.
If we don't, we're fucked. And the real problem is not 78 genders and whether or not the oceans are going to boil. The real problem is money in politics. And is that these motherfuckers put us in positions in order for them to gain extreme wealth, and they do that for their own benefit. And they've always done that. They've done that forever. And in every fucking world event that happens, every big thing that goes on that gets everybody scared, there's a certain part of this world that capitalizes on that, and they tighten down control and they tighten down regulations and they do things in order to have more power and to profit, and they've always done it that way. That's their motivation. That's why they got that job in the first place.
All right, that's a wrap. If you want more brainwashing awareness videos, be sure to like this video. It helps these types of videos reach a broader audience and gets more truth-seeking videos in your queue. Also, if you have more examples of how we are being brainwashed, put them in the comments. We need to share examples of how they manipulate us. I'll include these examples in the next video. The algorithm is designed to keep people dumb. Anything in life I learn, I am obligated to share it with you here. Thank you for supporting this channel.